Guys, what's everybody's favorite type of pasta? Oh my god. Okay.
I need to know.
Okay, anyone who says penny is a fucking like basic ass bitch.
It's not penny, and
First of all,
penne
it's
is
penne.
perfectly fine.
And I
No,
love
it's
penne.
not. No, it's not. You can have bow ties. You can have swirly.
Bow ties? Are you sick?
Bow ties?
Are you
They're
not-
more exciting. It's a more exciting
More
shape.
exciting?
Yes.
Literally a child.
You can have macaroni, the swirly thing.
She's a child.
No, why would you get penny? The most boring ass noodle when you can get any of
It's so good.
It all tastes the same.
What's your
It's
favorite-
the same thing,
hold
it's just a
on.
different shape.
Hold on. What's your favorite pasta dish?
I like chicken Alfredo.
Okay. What type of pasta do you usually have that with? Like,
If I make it,
yeah.
anything that isn't penny. Or spaghetti. Penny, same thing.
It's
you know
penne,
what I'm talking
and
about.
penne is perfectly fine.
No,
Penne.
I disagree.
Penne is great.
Penne
I
is
love
like
Penne is good.
your life is dull if you eat penne.
Fucking bow ties.
Macaroni and bow ties.
Yeah, that's more exciting. You get more joy out of it.
No, that's not true.
What
you
what
ever
is
had
your
bow ties?
favorite?
I have.
What?
What is your favorite?
What's your favorite? Like bow ties?
I like anything that isn't anything that's exciting. The swirlies are good.
He's not
Why?
exciting enough.
What do you mean
Penny
exciting?
it's just a
I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna eat this. It's not exciting enough. It's not colorful. It's not
I
swirly.
cook my own shit.
It's not. There's no swirls in
white's not
this.
exciting.
There's
Plain white's not
It's
exciting.
just a normal straight noodle. Like there's nothing to it. There's nothing to it. I need shape. I need definition. I need
A noodle?
something.
It's not a noodle.
It's a
Noodles.
noodle. What do you mean? It's a noodle.
Well-
What is pasta to you then?
Okay, well, I guess. Okay, when you say noodle, I think of like a string, like a really thin
Yeah.
string.
To me, they're all noodles. Noodles,
Noodle.
pasta. They're like the same
I
thing.
think penne is perfectly fine.
Penne
I love
is
penne.
good.
Yeah.
I like the swirly one.
Thank
I
you,
forget the name
Sam.
of it. What is it?
Rotini.
Rotini?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's lock in.
Okay, let's go.
Yay!
Let's
Lock
go.
in. Let's do it.
I got it.
Okay.
Poo poo. Let's go. Sorry, less poo poo. I promise.
Welcome to Reeled In. I'm Sam.
I'm a small one.
I'm Alex.
I'm Avery.
This is a podcast about three film buffs trying to reel their friend in to their world of cinema, and she tries to do the same. And the friend in question is Avery.
As always.
And yeah, we try to reel her into our world of
Good movies.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
she tries to reel us into her world
Of bad movies.
Okay.
Movies.
Fucking
That's not
slop. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Anyways, this week we're going to be talking about my pick, one of my favorite movies, Society of the Snow, and Avery's pick, Nerve.
Yeah. What's wrong with nerve?
No, nothing's wrong with it. I
It's the way she said
It's just
it.
I didn't know what to.
Sounds like
I don't know. No, I didn't.
derogatory.
I was going to
nerve.
say like, oh, Nerve, directed by. I don't know who it's directed by though.
Well, you
Fair.
do know who
Two
directed
guys.
Society
Yes.
of the Snow.
Yes, we
Jay
will talk about
Bayona.
Society of the Snow first, as
Mhm.
always.
Yeah.
And-
This was my first time watching it. Also, Usman's first time. Right?
Yeah,
Mm.
Alex has seen this movie in the
I
past.
Yeah.
saw it before Sam did.
He did.
Wow, you're just better than
But
me.
I have seen this movie 11 times.
Yeah.
Which
Actually
is
did
crazy
once.
considering it came out, what, 2 years ago? A year ago?
2 years ago.
2
yeah.
years ago? That's insane.
Yeah, it was.
Respect.
Yeah. I have seen it quite a few times. I think more than any
The average.
Yeah, well, probably. And it's one of my favorite movies. It's in my top 4 on Letterboxd. I love it very much, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Cool. Well,
Yay.
Avery, what did you know about this
I
movie?
knew nothing about the movie. So I wrote, I was tired when I watched this movie, but I wrote, it's about people who live in a snowy climate. And they are a society. Then I wrote, they go fishing, question mark?
What?
And they
the fuck? Why?
And they wear
That's what
fur
people
coats.
in societies do. They go fishing.
Yeah,
That's so
That's what I wrote.
What the fuck was that? Why?
I don't know, maybe they go like fishing, like ice fishing or something, because they're a society of
Yeah,
the snow.
they
They
do
live
snow
in the
things.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe they
Wait,
go like
I'm so-
snowshoeing.
They go like tobogganing.
Yeah.
Did someone say something about fishing?
No, she's just naming snow
I was
things.
just trying
Like
to
ice
think of
fishing.
like.
She goes skating.
I knew nothing about the movie.
I'm sorry, is ice fishing a real thing?
Yeah.
Is it?
Cut like a hole
Yeah,
in the
you-
ice. and
Yeah, and
and
you
then
go
you fish.
fishing.
Oh, people do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a thing.
Okay.
I'm not just
Aren't you like the fishing guy?
Yeah,
You like
yeah.
fishing.
Guys, I love fishing.
He went
I should
fishing
make
like
a
once.
podcast about
Yeah.
fishing called Reeled In.
That's a good name.
Yeah, it's a
But it
real-
probably hasn't even been taken.
Probably
Yeah.
not, no.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's all I wrote. Because I knew nothing. I genuinely knew nothing about the movie.
Yeah.
And when you're given Society of the Snow, I was like, hey, there's,
That's fair,
there's
yeah.
So
people
not a society
who...
in the snow that go fishing.
I don't know.
I want you to
didn't
think of it like from my point of view. I didn't know ice fishing was a thing, so when she said that, I was so confused. Why?
Yeah, they just go fishing.
They just throw their rod into like
That's no
a frozen lake.
No bank.
No reason, yeah. I mean, you
Oh.
went fishing like twice in like
I
waters
did,
that don't
yeah.
have fish.
Yeah.
So.
What?
Yeah, so I went at Mooney's Bay, and there's no fish in Mooney's Bay. So I was just standing there like a fucking dumbass with no fish.
Man. Yeah.
How long were you there for?
Like 30 minutes.
This is such a bad episode.
Hey, we're talking about
please.
Okay, this isn't Reeled In the fishing
This is-
podcast.
this
It's
is
Reeled In the
Reeled In, like-
movie podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yes.
But yeah, so those were your.
Those are my... Did you know anything about the
Yeah.
movie?
Movie. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, guys. This, for those who don't know, we're doing a back-to-back recording, so this is our second episode of recording. We're all a little delusional.
No. Okay.
Losing my
We will
mind.
try to push through this episode, though.
Okay. No. I knew a few things about this movie. I knew it's based off like a true event and like a plane crash in the Andes. Not to spoil anything, like instantly, but I did hear something about like, oh, there's like cannibalism in this movie or something. That was like the big like thing I knew about this film. But no, I didn't know much about it. I just knew it was about like a rugby team. I thought it was a football team, but a rugby team whose plane crashes in the Andes and they try to survive. And it's a true story. I didn't even know
Yeah.
how the true story ended or anything, so
Which
Yeah.
is crazy that this is a true story.
It
is
is.
insane. Like this, yeah, no, it's insane.
So what is the movie
Yeah.
actually?
The movie, I mean, he basically there is a rugby team, and they are going to a tournament. I believe they're going somewhere.
I don't.
To,
Is it
Chile.
a tournament?
I think it's like some sort of like game.
Yeah,
And like they're kind of like it's like a big thing, so they're allowed to like invite like family and friends.
yeah, and then they get on this plane, but midway through traveling, their plane crashes, and the plane gets split into half. Half the people die, and then they basically are in the middle of butt fuck nowhere trying to survive. So they go to desperate measures to do so.
Pretty much. That's the plot of the film. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I want to hear what you guys think because I have a lot to say and I don't.
boy.
I want to hear what you guys have to say first because I might ramble for quite a while.
Sure.
But
Okay.
yeah. So Avery, what did you think?
I Sam, you gotta recommend happier movies.
It's
this
so-
was dark.
Avery called me, like, I think a day after she watched the movie, and we were just talking about it, and she was like, dude, is that, like, okay? Like, these are, like, really dark movies.
I would say it definitely I would say, first of all, is anyone here scared of flying? Like, going on
No.
a plane? No? Okay.
Are you?
Yeah, a little bit. Ever
Okay.
since, like, COVID time, yes.
Have you been on a plane?
I've been on a plane. I've flown a plane, technically, guys.
Right.
You
She
have?
has. Yeah, your grandfather.
My
is
grandfather is a pilot or retired
Okay.
pilot, so one
I
thing
told
he
you
gets...
to, like, ask him to put me on.
his license he's over 80, so when you're 80 your license gets
It's
removed,
okay.
so he can't.
Oh.
Anyways, I've technically flown, quote unquote, a plane, but okay, here are my notes, and I'm sure you will get into it more. I said my first line is holy crap, that messed me up. Second line is I will forever be scared to get on a plane.
Oh no.
Third line, I would say I really like the acting in this movie. I thought the acting all was very well done.
Okay.
I really liked the makeup, like all the bruises and stuff. That
Right,
definitely
yeah.
stood out to me.
Yeah.
I thought that was all
Really
very
good
well
makeup
done.
in this film.
Yes, because all the bruises and cuts and all that, and I guess you could say the props to an extent, because they had the props of the luggage and the dead bodies and like the flesh when they start to eat each other. I think my next point is it brings up a conversation about human sanity and what we will do to survive, because there was a divide amongst the people of, do we eat the dead bodies, do we not?
To at first.
Yes, because
Right, but
like,
none of them were ever like, oh, like, it's fine if you die out here. Like, none of them were like ever ready to die. They just wanted like a different means of surviving.
yeah.
Well, some of them did refuse for a while. Like, they
Yeah.
held out as long
There
as
was
they
one
possibly
guy
could.
who really, really refused.
Yeah.
The,
I don't know,
like
Numa.
Numa,
like,
yeah,
in a
like,
way, the main
narrator
character,
of the story, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other thoughts?
I'm sure you guys will get into more conversations. and
Well,
I'll
you
jump
can
in.
join in.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
also here, so.
No, I'm not here anymore.
Well,
Adios!
Clocking out.
Yeah, I'm clocking out.
I want to know what Alex thinks of the movie
Yeah.
and stuff, because
I really liked it. I saw it. Basically, it got nominated for a few Oscars, and usually I like to watch all of the Oscar nominees. I don't end up watching all of them, but usually my rule is if it has at least 2 nominations, I watch it. And this had nominations for International Film and Makeup, so I watched it, and I really liked it. It was good. I used to love, as a kid, books that were about, like, people kind of alone in the wilderness trying to survive. I read Hatchet as a kid. I loved that book, stuff like that. And so, like, it kind of brought back those memories. I hadn't seen a movie like this in a while. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was very not fun, but it was fun. It was a good time.
It was a fun watch.
It was a fun watch.
it's strange
Oh,
calling
God.
something like this a fun watch because it's not fun,
No.
but it is
But
like it
like,
keeps you
I know.
engaged.
Yeah, it
like you're
does.
So
entertained.
engaging,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because the problem with a lot of stories like this is they kind of run out of things for like the characters to do
Yeah.
when it's just like a single location and they're just trying to survive, going through the motions. It's like, okay, like all these movies are kind of the same.
Yeah.
And so it's tough to try to find new things for them to do to kind of keep the plot engaging. And I think this movie does a really good job at keeping it fresh and keeping
Yeah.
it easy to watch.
Well, I mean, I guess we can get deeper into it now. I think like the main thing for me about this movie is that it's not like your casual like all everyday like disaster film. I feel like the main thing with many disaster films that I've seen, at least, their big thing is that, oh hey, look at this crazy thing that's happening on screen and look at how like squeamish you feel watching this, But this movie does a lot more than that, and I feel like if there are any like squeamish like type of quote unquote like movie like popcorn munching moments, you get what I'm trying to say? If there's any those types of moment, they lend to the narrative of the film and the themes that it's dealing with.
Right.
I love like this movie, like I think the big through line this movie deals with is like faith and God and like having faith in something and that wrestling with God and like why he's silent in such a time.
Yeah. Like I feel like, because I mean, like, yeah, this movie is based on a true story. I feel like with a lot, there are some like movies when it's based on a true story, it kind of like stops it from going further because it's like kind of in a way like stunted or like stopped by the like bounds of the actual like real story. I mean, of course, people make like their own like creative choices, but when it's based on a true story and it wants to stick to that story, it's hard to kind of use like have like artistic, I guess, like
like there's lesser artistic freedom with a true story
yeah.
than there is with like a fictional story. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
and I feel like we talked about like Coach Carter, for instance, right? And how that movie, we said something about how that Avery just
What?
said,
What about Coach Carter?
I'm not saying anything bad about the film. I really enjoyed Coach Carter. I'm just saying that movie doesn't utilize its movie medium to its fullest, and I feel like this movie does. And this movie proves that just because it's a true story doesn't mean like you're not supposed to have themes in the movie. You can't have like an arc. You can't have like other things in the movie. You can, and this movie has that. It has so much. I know this is like a trigger word, like a buzzword for you, but there's so much symbolism in this movie. It really is,
Yeah.
And like, you can do that even if this is a true story.
Exactly. Like it doesn't limit it whatsoever. And it's like, it's interesting because like there's a book from one of the like survivors, Nando, one of the two that ended up walking all the way to Chile and then found the guy and then, you know, proceeded to save the rest of them. He wrote a book and it's called Miracle in the Andes. And like there's this whole entire idea about like miracles. Like there's right at the end, there's the one scene where like, you know, all of the survivors are meeting with their parents and like someone's mother is like, oh, it's a miracle. And I forget who it was, but like the guy is like, oh, what miracle?
I think it's an interesting line.
Exactly, because there's like this, there's just this constant idea of like faith and stuff like that. And there's like faith in God, or there's like faith in like, you know, the people around you, faith in yourself, faith in many different ways. And sorry.
I mean, there's a big
thoughts.
scene in the movie where one of the characters says, I don't have faith in your God anymore.
Yeah.
I have faith in the people who tend to my wounds, people who are around me, people who are, you know, doing these walks, people who do things, the impact of which I can actually see and feel. You know, I don't believe in like this mystical force in the sky who may or may not come down and help us. I don't believe in that anymore. And I think that's really interesting. And the movie really dives into that. Like, it doesn't shy away from that whatsoever. And it's really,
I think it's interesting when people talk about miracles as being divorced from the actual people that cause those things to happen.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's just an act of God as opposed to someone did something. And it's interesting that in this movie, you know, there's the view of it being as a miracle that they survived, but then also when people find out the reality of how they survived, there's a lot of controversy about that. And they don't like that they had to resort to cannibalism to live.
It's so interesting because they do call it a miracle, and a miracle in a way is like just writing things off, like, oh, God did this for you. When they were in there, they didn't see, like, for 70 plus days they were there, like, trying to survive in like this avalanche and these storms and stuff. And then when they find out, like, and I love, and it's weird saying I love this story or whatever because it's like a true story, but I love that like their means to survive is resorting to cannibalism because it isn't pretty. It's not like a nice, pretty story. It's actually really like, you know, crude and, you know, gruesome and stuff. And it's interesting.
It's really interesting. Like I feel like the two like main like themes of this film are like faith and like meaning. For a lot of people, at least, like religion is kind of a means of like finding like a meaning to life, like, you know, finding something to like finding purpose in a way. And it's interesting the way that like the way each of the like people view faith and how that changes, you know, the way they think about things. Because the narrator of the story, Numa, he is like a very like faithful like Christian. He, like, literally the first scene that you see him in the movie, he's in church. And he still continues with the faith throughout, even when he is one of the people who, like, stays the longest without eating any, like, you know, any of the, like, human meat. And even when he does start eating it, he eats it, like, you know, as little as he like possibly like can while still like surviving, because, you know, he is still very faithful to his God. And even in his death, his last note is a Bible verse. Like it's
the sacrificing yourself for your friends.
Like that's a Bible verse. And there's just so many ties to religion and the way that like, because I think also I feel like one important thing about this movie too is just the fact that they're like, I feel like, I mean, in a way that's not very obvious, I feel like the fact that the like rugby team is Uruguayan plays kind of into it, because not only I've done my research, not only is like Uruguay, I'm pretty sure like a pretty religious country. Like there's a pretty like large majority of the people living in Uruguay who are like Catholic. But also, one other thing that I just found interesting is that Uruguay is generally, like, I'm pretty sure it's a pretty, like, poor country, at least compared to other like, South American countries. And so it's interesting how, like, you can see the ways that the, like, people, like, in real life in the movie are able to kind of, like, fend for themselves really well. Like, they're really crafty. They're able to, like, you know, they take like the seatbelts and make like these little like hammock type things for like the injured. And like they're able to just like, you know, take everything out of the plane, and like they put all the suitcases in the way to like make some type of like wall. And I just remember like reading somewhere that people were like, oh yeah, like, you know, they're just very like crafty. They're able to kind of like, do that. I just thought that was interesting. But going back to like, oh, like, Uruguay is pretty like Catholic. You can see that throughout like almost all of the like, characters. They have like crosses with them. Like there's one of the characters that literally has like multiple, like many crosses just like stacked on his chest, And like even when the plane crashes and they first like land in the Andes and like everyone's just kind of trying to like figure out what the hell just happened and like try to like help the injured. A few of them go to the front to like the cockpit where there's one of the pilots who's still alive, but he's taking his like dying breaths and he can barely like speak. Like his throat is like, full of blood.
Mm-hmm.
And the others leave, but Numa stays because he hears him like trying to say something, and he like,
Just God be with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
He says
Right,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just like, it's so interesting the way that like, and like even just in like, I really love the way that they have all of these shots of just the sky so often, like just the sky. And I mean, like, it's a focus in the film where there's a period where they're just waiting to be saved. They're looking up at the sky. They're waiting to, they hear the planes. They're trying to like see them in the sky. They don't see them. They're trying to be seen.
Yeah, and not in just like, oh, the planes are going to save us, and like by God.
Exactly.
Well.
It's like, you're looking up to the sky. You're looking for like a higher, like, power to come and save you,
and
rather than doing anything.
Yeah, that's
yourself.
what I love about this film. It's that it takes these, like, the sky, it looks pretty and stuff, but it's not just, oh, hey, look at pretty sky. It plays into the thematic elements of the film. It actually means something for the film. And there's so much, like, cross imagery in the film. I feel like there's a scene near the start of the film where, like, they first find, like, a radio in, like, somebody's suitcase, and they plug it into, like, this giant cross, and a kid stands on top of a plane just waving into the sky, hoping that they pick up a signal. And it's a cross. Maybe it doesn't mean anything, but it has to, with all these other, cross references in the film. It must mean something. And so that's across. All of them, like you said, are wearing crosses. The planes themselves, which fly over them, are crosses too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's me reaching a little bit, but those are also crosses.
I think that's just how planes are.
Yeah, but it's a cross. That's my point. Like, if you want, I feel like it.
But they frame it in a way that makes it.
It's about the framing of it, right? And one of my favorite, like, moments in the film is when, and this is such a, like, disaster movie moment where they're, like, first climbing up and they look back and they say, we can't see the plane from up here. It's supposed to be like a shocker, like, oh my god, if we can't see the plane from up here, how are the planes flying over us gonna see us, But it's like, if they are just climbing over that little, like, hill and they can't see the plane, how can you expect, like, it's like, how will God see us down here? It's almost like we're completely isolated from everyone,
Exactly. And like, even when you mentioned the scene before, but when one of the like injured people, Arturo, is like talking and he says like, oh, like this, he like points to, he like taps on the top of the like airplane and says like, this is my heaven. And he says like, oh, I have like, faith in something. And he's like talking to Numa and he says, I'm sorry, Numa, but it's not in your God. Because he like basically just describes like, we're living in a place where like, that he says like, that God dictates that God tells me what to do at home, but this is a different it's a different society. It's their own society.
I just love films that deal with like God and spirituality and faith in this way, because like the whole narrative is that God is like an all-seeing, all-knowing being. He's watching over you at all times. But when you're in a situation like that, when you're stranded in the Andes with nothing to eat and you're starving and dying, where is the God then? Like, why you worship him all the time, but where's the impact? There's no tangible impact from any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know, it's really interesting to think about. Another film that deals with this type of thing is Silence, I think, by Scorsese.
Right, yeah.
That deals with that in a really interesting way. Like, that whole film, Andrew Garfield is seeing these horrible things happen to his people in, like, Japan, and he's just like, God, why are you silent? Why are you not saying anything about this? These are horrible things happening, and there's just no response, and it's very interesting, I think.
And it's like, I find it really interesting how like the way that this film kind of deals with like, not necessarily like, it's not like, I feel like what it's I mean, I feel like the whole meaning of the movie is to kind of make your own meaning. That's kind of what they
They make a big
emphasize at
statement
the
about that,
end. Yeah. But I feel like it's like kind of like creating your own faith in a way. Because like with Numa, he, as much as like we've been kind of saying like, oh, it's like, oh, you're searching for God, but like he's not there. Numa kind of creates his own type of faith in a way. Like he's still very like, you know, religious till the end, like I said, but he is able to kind of create new meaning through his death in a way, right?
Yeah.
He knows he kind of, as like he, as much as he's going to die either way, he kind of treats it as a sacrifice. He's telling them, hey, you can have like my body because you will use that food to save everybody else, you know? Like he speaks with Nando and he's like, I know you guys are gonna make it and it makes me so happy. And like that's, you know, and why he's so like fine with his death.
It's interesting how like his death is framed as like a sacrifice, but all the other ones they're like there's no like glory given to them. It's not like celebrated in any way. They're just like bodies that have been eaten. I think that's kind of interesting. But he does. And I feel like that's just what like people who believe in God and like religion do, right? I feel like they just take what they want from it and they go with it. Exactly, I feel like that's how a lot of people deal with religion anyway. It's like you take what you want from the books and these teachings.
Right. It means what you want it to mean.
Yeah, it means what you want it to mean.
It says more about yourself than about the religious text itself.
Yeah, which is... I don't know, it's interesting. Like, I personally, I think that's kind of, like, cool. I think it's kind of beautiful and stuff, but I feel like the extremist people who truly live this shit, say that's not how it's meant to be done. Like, you're supposed to follow the teachings exactly the way they're given to you.
But no one does.
No one does, yeah.
And I think
like,
that's
you can
kind
very
of...
easily justify, like, saying there's some kind of religious evidence to back up this opinion you have, but at the end of the day, like, there's equally religious people that don't have that perspective. It's still like your interpretation of
and
it.
Which is so insane to me, because I feel like if something like religion, something that you're told is like concrete, something you have to believe, is so subjective, then it's just nothing. It turns into like a fictional story almost. Like, take what you want from it. But I feel like in my head, at least the way that I was raised and the things that I was told when being raised, it's supposed to be a concrete thing that everyone believes in. Exactly. It's supposed to be like a unifying thing, but it's not. It's just not. It's for some reason a subjective thing that people take what they want from it.
Yeah. It's really interesting because I think like, I mean, religion is such like a personal thing, you know. Everyone has their own, even if like multiple people say, oh, like I'm Catholic, they all have their own different types of like meanings of what Catholic means to them in a way, you know. And it's interesting because I think like that, I feel like once again that's kind of what the film is talking about, because it's like I feel like everyone kind of finds their own definition of faith in the end. Like, it's not to say like they went through this bad situation and they're immediately like, no, like, you know, they realize at the end like, oh, we take God, you know, type thing. But it's like they kind of shift their perspective. They turn it into something that's meaningful for them. That's the entire point. At the end, literally the last words of it is like the last, you know, narration that Numa gives. He's like, you know, you're going to ask yourself, like, what does it mean? Why were we stuck there? And he's like, you're the only one that can give it meaning.
Yeah.
You're the only person that can, like, you know, create that type of, like, meaning for yourself.
Yeah, I think the best scene, at least for me, my favorite scene in the movie, is when I'm really bad with like the names of all the survivors, but Numa speaks to like this guy who had a wife, and she was also on the plane, and she dies, and the guy Numa,
I think his name is Javier. I'm not sure. Anyways,
but Numa is like talking to, let's just say Javier. I don't think we should say that, actually. Numa's like Numa's talking to
Dave. Sorry. Go ahead.
Worse, I think. Numa's talking to like this guy. I love how she just whitewashed the Hispanic people.
First name that I thought of, okay? Jesus Christ.
He's talking to Michael.
I give up. Let me know when we're on nerve.
What the hell? Hey. Okay. When Numa is talking to this guy...
She's playing games on her phone.
I'm listening!
Put your phone away!
Engage in the conversation.
I'm listening! I'm listening!
Okay.
You're supposed to be talking.
I spoke and he said I whitewashed them because it was the first name that came in my head. I speak.
I
Okay,
speak no more.
Just speaking facts. Did she or did she not whitewash the guy?
Oh my god.
I know. Okay, sure, fine.
Dude.
But did she or did she not
No,
whitewash
his
the
name
guy?
is Ethan.
It's probably better than if she was like, "Oh, Jose."
Oh God, I love Miguel so much. This is racist. I don't think you can say this. This is bad. Okay.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh, we're never getting through this.
No, it's not. I got this. Okay. One of my favorite scenes is when Numa speaks to like this guy who was there with his wife, and the wife died. The wife died because the snow caved into like the plane and stuff, and she sank, and he was above her and stuff. And Numa's talking to him about how his leg is like really injured and he feels useless and stuff. And the husband like says such a like beautiful thing, I think, and this goes into like a whole other thing. He goes into this thing about how when they were in the plane and the snow came in, his legs were on the chest of his wife, and like she was buried beneath him. And if he wanted to get out of the snow, he would have to push down on his wife. And he says that, and then he says to Numa, "Where's the meaning in that?" And I think that's just so. I think that's just insane.
Yeah.
I think it's insane. Like, it's such a poetic thing, right? Like, that situation, like, having to push down on your wife just to live yourself is such a poetic situation. But it's a real thing that happened. These are real things that actually happened to these people. And so it's strange to treat it like art and say, what's the meaning in this? I wonder what this is. What does this symbolize and stuff? But they're, like, for people who go through these things, I feel like it's a way to cope with it. I feel like it's a way to, like, rationalize this. Because things happen for no real reason, like just in real life. You could get into a car crash, you could like fall, you could die, or something bad could happen to you, and there's no real reason to it. But it's only after the fact where you try to find some meaning to it. You're like, maybe I crashed because of this, something like this. There's no real like logic to things as they happen, but then you find meaning in them, and that's interesting because that's how we treat art, And so we're just like kind of treating like real life as art, and it's really fascinating, I think.
And I mean, like, I feel like that's also what kind of goes with like Numa's death too, because I mean, at the end of that conversation, the like man who lost his wife, he tells Numa, he's like, that like your injury doesn't make you useless, and Numa kind of internalizes that and knows he's going to die. He knows that he's going to die. He is like becoming like very frail. He, his infection is spreading. He even admits it. He's like, I'm going to die soon. I know it. And he, like, that's kind of an inevitable thing. He can't do anything about it. Yeah. So instead he makes his own meaning for it. He's like, you know what? I'm going to treat this, as much as I can't control this, I'm going to treat this as if it's like,
it's a sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why he writes everything. And he wants that to also give motivation to, like, his friends, like all the people on the plane, to, fight for it and get out and survive, right?
Yeah, and Sam and I talked about this a little bit, but there is an interesting, like, they frame Numa as almost like a Jesus type of figure in this film. I mean, obviously with the whole Bible verse that he passes around and just everything, and like, him rubbing Roberto's like face and like smearing blood on it.
Right before Numa dies, he is like being like his like, I think like his infection is like spread to his back or something, and Roberto's like helping disinfect it and like helping like treat him, and then he like slowly lays his like head down to like rest, and Numa's like holding his face and has like blood on his hands and smears like a little bit of blood on his forehead.
Like really interesting Jesus type of imagery with that. And he is like the most religious person in the group and everything. So
and like I don't want to say that like the movie is like trying to make him like, oh, like he's this godly figure. But because I've read some of the like books from some of the survivors, and just like, like articles and stuff like that about the story, and like all of the like the real people, the actual survivors, often talk about Numa, like the real Numa, as like a very like kind person. And like I'm pretty sure literally there is a quote in one of the books where one of the survivors literally calls him like he was like a god to us.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, I don't want to think that they like took that and just like ran with it with the film. I think they're trying to go for something else. Yeah. But I just thought that was interesting too.
It's interesting. It's really, and it's another thing like talking about this, sitting down like on a podcast. It's a whole other thing to think about this stuff when you're actually in the Andes and trying to survive under these conditions. It completely changes your perspective on things. And so it's really, really interesting.
And I also feel like the movie does a very good job of like making them feel like a collective, and all of the characters like have characters, all of the real people. It's difficult talking about movies that are about real people and calling them characters. That feels weird, but like they feel like a collective. You know, they feel like they all have their own, you know, personalities and like importance in everything. And I feel like that's one thing they wanted to emphasize. They wanted to emphasize that it was not one or two people. It was not just the two people who trekked all the way to Chile. It was not just one certain person. It was all of them together.
It would feel weird to make a movie like this and to single out like a few people as like these are the main ones and everyone else they don't matter.
No, and this movie doesn't feel that way at all. Right. At least to me.
Yeah. Like there was this there was another adaptation of this like, you know, real story called Alive that has Ethan Hawke.
I read about that.
And it's about this story. I haven't personally like seen it. So like I don't know how true this is.
They cast Ethan Hawke as Nando.
Ethan Hawke, my favorite Uruguayan actor.
Yeah.
But I've only heard like stuff about the movie kind of just like on the side, and
it's directed by the guy that made Arachnophobia.
It is. It's also directed by the guy who did 8 Below. These are all. Oh wow! You should look up 8 Below.
Oh god,
Alex.
Yeah.
Paul Walker.
Yeah, but I don't know too much about Alive, but I have heard that apparently like it feels much more like a disaster movie compared to this one.
Yeah.
And one thing that I heard,
still a disaster movie. It's just
absolutely.
Like,
but I feel like this is once again just hearing from other people, so I can't really like say it for myself because I haven't seen it, but like, you know, I followed a bunch of people who have seen both movies and spoken about the differences, and I know that I'm pretty sure basically half of the like actual like people in the story are not named at all. Like they don't have a name, or it's like whitewashed versions of their names.
Right, in Alive,
in Alive. And they hold like no importance to the story. Like the main people in that story are Nando and Roberto, the two people who, you know, walk all the way.
Which is strange.
And it's,
now that you say that, it makes sense for a movie to do that, but I love that like this movie chose Numa as the main character, because he's not even like, he's involved in stuff. He's like trekking out with them and like he's involved with like the group, but he's not like the one escaping and like stuff like that. He's not fixing up the radio or anything. He's just like sitting there.
Exactly.
You know? And it gives the movie like an introspective like voice. You know? It's like, this is how we're feeling and stuff. And it doesn't feel like cheesy or corny in any way. It just feels perfectly to me.
Sorry, we're reading a review of Alive on Letterboxd, and it says, "Whoever told me this film was about eating ass, technically you're not wrong." Sorry. Continue. We are listening.
It's okay. It's okay.
They aren't wrong though.
No, they're not. No, they do eat
this
a lot
is a movie
of
about
ass.
eating ass.
Yeah, lots of ass.
You okay?
Okay. Continue. Sorry.
No, it's okay. There's also like emphasis put on.
What? We don't need to make a cut for that.
Yeah,
what?
No, that's staying in.
That's staying in. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
we don't need to cut out everything.
Okay.
Oh God, okay.
That's right. This is a
They
PG-13
ate
podcast.
that ass for weeks.
You can't say that. You can't talk about eating ass.
Sorry.
Guys, there's kids listening. Come on.
There's also
your brothers. Sorry.
Now
Sam.
think.
Yeah.
There's also like the two cousins who like, you know, they're the ones who like actually like cut the meat and like give them out without like, you know, telling everybody else who it is.
The Staunch cousins? Starch?
I forget. I'm forgetting their names.
Yeah,
so like I feel like nobody is like forgotten. And also and also one other thing, Numa isn't even like a part of the rugby team. Like, you know, he even admits at the start, he's like, I'm an outsider. I don't know many of the people here. Yeah, he has like his like two friends. One of them dies right off the bat. Yep. And then he just has like Pancho, his close friend with him for the movie. He doesn't really know anybody else. Yet I love how at the end, in that final kind of sequence where like, you know, the survivors like get home and there's like all of these like crowds of people, you know, with cameras and stuff trying to hear their story. he's narrating over it and he says like, oh, what are they doing? Why are they touching my friends? And it's nice to like, I feel like it's like the fact that, which I mean, terrible thing, but it's kind of like it brought them together in a way, you know?
It's really interesting, and I feel like the end of the movie kind of emphasizes that when they first get picked up by like the helicopter and stuff, and they're like being flown away. One of the characters, like one of the cousins who cuts up the meat, he looks back at the airplane, the crash site, and he's like, "Huh." Like I imagine when you're in, even if it's like the shittiest situation, like in this movie, if you're there for like 70 days, you kind of grow like complacent to that place.
Yeah.
You grow like a
Right.
weird attachment to it, and like when you leave it, you're like, "Huh, I'm leaving home," because that was your
Yeah.
home. For like
Yeah.
3
For a
months, it
bit,
was,
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, that's really
And like
interesting.
you watch like while they're getting ready, you watch like some of them like cut. There's like one person who cuts off like the exit sign off of the
Yeah.
plane,
Yeah.
or just like bringing like pieces of
Mhm.
scrap metal.
Yeah.
And like I love like that last sequence as well, where they keep on switching back and forth between like shots of like the plane and shots of them now back home. And one other thing that I just want to mention, I love the colors in this film and like how
Right.
It's a very good looking
yeah.
movie.
The filmmaking.
It's
We haven't
so
even talked
beautiful.
about the filmmaking
Yeah.
of it, but
Especially
like,
because it's like in a place that's so just white because of the snow,
Yeah.
and it still like looks beautiful.
It's
it doesn't
it's
look
gorgeous.
so
Yeah.
beautiful looking. It's so well shot. One of my favorite scenes in the entire movie, weirdly enough, is at the start of the film where they're like in church and they're just passing the note to Numa, which comes back at the end of the film.
Yeah.
But they're just passing the note to Numa, and the sunlight coming through the window, and like there's a church
Yeah.
lighting everything. It looks
Yeah.
so beautiful. It's amazing.
And like at the start when they're still in Uruguay, like it's very warm. It's a very like warm film until it, you know, the plane crashes.
right.
And then it's white
Yeah,
for like
devoid of any
almost the
color,
entire film. But then when they come back, it's once again very warm. But I love that last shot where it's all of the survivors kind of like, you know, all in one room, like
Mhm.
kind of just like, you know, spending time together. They're in this like, I guess like hospital.
Yeah.
And it's very warm, but they're all wearing these like bluish like white
Yeah.
gowns,
Gowns.
like hospital gowns. And I mean, this is like emphasized, but it's like that's gonna stick with them. Like that's something that
like
stays
the
with them.
white part of the like the snow and stuff, it stays with them for the rest of
Yeah.
their life. And I feel like the
Mhm.
cuts between the hospital and the plane emphasizes that even more.
Exactly.
That if you go through something like that, it's gonna stay with you for the rest of your
Yeah.
life, obviously.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, we're talking about the movie a lot, but I feel like we're not emphasizing enough how fucking insane the story itself is.
Yeah.
To be in a plane crash in the middle of the Andes, and when I say in the middle of the Andes, this is like the largest fucking like
nowhere.
mountain, not the largest,
Yeah.
but like one of the largest like mountain ranges.
Mhm.
You're in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you're really high up. It's fucking freezing, no food, no nothing.
Mhm.
Nothing to save you. It's such an insanely impossible situation to be in.
Yeah.
One that you could not possibly survive.
Yeah.
And so for them to live through that and then tell the stories, I think
Yeah.
is
70
insane.
And
Yeah,
it's-
and to
days.
walk back to land like after being there so long in
Exactly.
like their worst possible health.
Yeah.
If they'd done that at the beginning, it would be different. But the fact that they did that after months of being there is
Mhm.
the craziest.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's such an insane story.
It is.
and
And
it's
like I think they even like mention this, like when they're listening to the radio, they hear like, you know, them saying like, oh, we're gonna like stop the search until like, you
Right.
know, the
Yeah.
thaw like
Mhm.
comes. And they say like out of like, you know, all of the crashes that did happen in the Andes, like no one has ever survived. Like they like
Right.
emphasize,
Yeah.
they
They
mention
remember,
that
like, this
in
is-
the actual movie.
And I
Yeah.
love that scene so much because
Mhm.
right after that announcement, and they all just start
Lose
like, you
their
know,
shit.
crashing out, just raging.
Yeah.
A fucking commercial starts playing
Yeah.
on the radio,
Yeah.
and that's the only sound you hear, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
That says a whole
Yeah.
other thing.
It's
But yeah. I love the way this film was shot.
Mhm.
One of my favorite shots in the film, and I couldn't tell you why, is the shot like when they first crash. It's just like the camera's just pointed like at snow, and there's the score. I love the score of the film, by the way.
Score is really
But
good.
there's like the score, and it's just like one strum of a guitar. It's like this really mystical, almost like a sitar sounding guitar, pointed at the snow, and it's just two strums of that, and then you see like like Numa's shadow, I think, just cast all over the snow. I think it's so beautifully shot. It reminds me of like some Clint Eastwood, like I don't know, like High Plains Drifter, or like fucking I don't know, like fucking Red Dead Redemption. I don't know. It just reminds me of something like that.
Yeah.
And it's so, yeah, it's just cool. It adds like a mystical vibe to it.
It
Because in a
does.
way, it is kind of mystical. Like this situation, it's
Yeah.
so surreal and bizarre and just insane. Even the way they get saved. Some
Yeah.
cowboy pulls up like in a fucking
Yeah.
horse wearing this cap and they get saved. And I think
Mhm.
that's insane.
Yeah.
So.
And like actually like when this is kind of going like a last note on like the kind of like faith thing. I love the scene where Nando and Roberto, like the two people who walked all the way to Chile, they like get atop of like one of the like mountains and like they just sit there and like look out into like the mountain, like, you know, what's ahead of them, where they have to go. And Roberto, for the entire film, I mean, like even at the start, like the one of the first scenes in the movie when like they're playing rugby, he is like, you know, told to like pass the ball, but he just keeps holding on to it, you know. And you know, they end up losing the match. And that's kind of like a repeating thing where people are like, oh, like you have the strongest legs of the team, like we need you. But he just kind of keeps on holding out like faith, and he doesn't necessarily like, you know, step into those shoes and say, okay, no, we're getting out of here, until, you know, Numa passes away. He reads the note and he's like fully like, okay, no, we have to do this, you know, we can't let this.
Yeah. And like, you know, that scene where Nando and Roberto are like sitting out.
They're sitting out onto the mountain, and like even after all that, I mean, like he still has a bit of doubt inside of him. He says it. He's like, you know, like not Numa. Nando is like, hey, like, you know, that's where we have to walk. We're gonna have to walk like quite a while, but we're gonna make it. Like, and he's like, you're asking me to die with you. Like, there's no way. We have enough food for that. But Nando's like, no, like, do you see it? And he like points out to the mountain range and is like, do you see like Chile's back there? Do you see it? And Roberto's not even looking out into the mountain range, just looking at Nando. And he says, I see it. Yeah. Like he now holds his faith towards Nando, even though he can't see it in front of him.
Constant,
he holds it
like
towards
change
him.
Of like faith and like who people have faith in, when they have this faith, and how circumstance changes faith and the meaning of said faith. And I think that's it plays into the whole God, religion, faith, spirituality thing. Like it's all like at the end of the day, it's all a way to like cope with stuff, and it just changes depending on your situation and what you know what's happening with you. Yeah. And I think it's really you know, okay, hold on. Avery.
Oh god.
We're gonna force you to talk now.
Oh no, words.
We've been talking about the film for a long time.
Yes.
Do you have anything of substance to say about anything we've said so far?
That hasn't been said?
You can reiterate something we've said, it doesn't matter. Apply your own experiences to it.
About faith and religion.
What do you think? What do you make of it all?
Of religion?
Not religion, just faith and like spirituality.
I think faith. I think it's in our innate human nature to believe in something, or to want to believe in something, because it makes us feel more secure, something like that. Yeah. Like, oh, if I do this, then this will happen, or like that there is someone in control of life, which is not the case in. Yeah, I believe. I think
such an easy like cop out to say like, oh, you know, this is like predetermined and stuff. Like, oh, God's writing my destiny. I'll be fine. He's taking care of me. It's such a like cop out. Such an easy way to like go by life. You know, like just to cope with things and stuff. So I think that's what that is. Yeah. Yeah. How do you think? What? How do you think that? Do you find it interesting how this movie deals with that stuff?
Yeah. I don't I didn't think about how big of a whoop-de-doo it was in this film until you guys talked about it for the past half an hour.
So does that help like recontextualize the film to you?
I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
because I mean, to me at least, I think it's really obvious, like the amount of like, you know, religious imagery, the amount of things they say. It is like, you know, a lot of movies are like, oh, God be with you, I'm gonna pray for you and stuff. But in this movie, it's so emphasized on, and I feel like the movie shows you, or at least I can, you know, gauge that the movie is smart enough to make that statement, and it's not just like a throwaway thing. Like, it's a really well-made film. And when a film is that well made, you can be like, okay, so it's dealing with certain themes, and it really means to it, and it really leans into it, you know? So it's not just like a throwaway thing, like, oh, God be with you and stuff. No, it means something. And the movie leans into it, and it's cool. So. Okay, well, What?
No, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna ask Avery what she thinks of the movie.
I still have some stuff to say.
All right,
Sure,
Sam.
we can keep
Sorry,
going. Sure,
I
yeah.
feel
we
bad.
got-
Do
We've
another
probably
hour.
we've probably been going for a very long time.
No,
Sam,
we
you're
keep going.
good. Listen, most of the time it's just these two, Usman and Alex
That's
yapping. You don't talk as much as them, so you can have your
am just
episode.
very passionate.
No, go. This is great. Avery,
like-
if you want to interject at any point, please do.
Yes.
I
Um,
feel
She
threatened.
didn't say anything.
Listen, man. I'll get into what I think. I'll say stuff in my final rating.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
say stuff now.
No,
Yeah, just say
It's a
it.
discussion.
No.
You know, you can like interrupt us at any point.
I know.
All you did was say you're scared of going on planes.
I'm scared of going on planes.
Avery, watch this movie.
I'm scared of planes.
I'm scared of planes. What if they take me to the Andes? No.
No, not
No,
that.
you can interject at any
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
course.
I
We're
know.
like a couple episodes deep. I thought you'd know this
Yeah.
by now. But never mind. Okay.
Just one other thing about kind of like something I noticed in the movie. I love how, well, like just one thing I noticed, and I only noticed this a couple rewatches because I've seen this a lot.
Rewatch
in
number
the-
8.
in
We can
the
tell she's
first
seen this
part,
a lot.
in the first like scene, like in the church scene when we first, see Numa, there's like the Bible is being like recited, and the verse that's being recited is about Jesus being forced to fast for 40 days
Right.
and 40 nights in
Mhm.
the wilderness and being tempted by the devil.
Right.
And Jesus refuses to fall into temptation.
Right.
Like that literally describes what Numa does throughout. He's being
Mhm.
quote unquote tempted by the devil. He's being tempted to in his mind go against his like values and eat his friends to survive, right? But he tries to fight it. He refuses. He doesn't want to fall into
Yeah.
temptation.
And
He
even
just
when he
holds
does,
hope
it's
that someone is going to come save them.
And even when he does eat, it's just like
Exactly.
he eats less. Like he only eats the amount he needs to survive.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't eat more than
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But I just found
And
it
a
really
piece of
interesting
chocolate.
that
And a piece of chocolate.
Yeah.
He does.
And a piece of chocolate.
It's not like any of them ate that much. They get just these tiny little pieces of flesh.
No, I feel like Numa
Yeah.
eats significantly less than the others.
he
yeah,
does.
but no one eats that
Yeah.
much.
And
Okay,
actually,
but he eats
this is like-
significantly less than the others.
Yeah,
like-
no, he does. No.
like
Yeah.
in the like
Okay, I'll shut
the
up
real
Yeah. Where's me now, Alex? Sorry, continue.
in the real story, like the other survivors like emphasize how like Numa, like he would refuse to eat. He would eat the least as possible, yet he was always trying so hard to like help however
Right.
he could. He was going on all of these expeditions to try and find stuff,
Which is insane.
even though he was like barely eating.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to get into like the action. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
God.
I love this movie so
We're
much.
at-
3 now.
Okay, we don't have to keep talking about
No,
it.
go for it,
on.
Sam.
This is gonna be
Fine.
such a long episode. Nobody's gonna listen to this.
I'll listen to it.
That's sad. You're living the
No,
conversation.
people. Hey! I know people. Chris, if you're listening to this,
Who
we
the
love
fuck
you.
is Chris?
He's my friend. He
Oh,
listens.
hi, Chris.
Yeah.
Why are you friends with that guy?
Aw.
Why are we friends? with
Why
this?
are we friends?
Aw.
I'm kidding. Go on, Sam. Your voice.
Okay, I'll try to make this like
is
quick
heard.
because I know we've probably been recording for a very long
There's
time.
also a second movie.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Will Nerve get an hour to talk about?
It'll
I'm
get
kidding.
5 minutes.
It'll literally get
No,
5
I have so
minutes.
much to say about
I have
Nerve.
nothing to
Okay.
say.
I have so much to say about Nerve. I love Dave Franco. I heard Dave Franco. I love James Franco. I don't watch his movies much, but I love him as a person.
Going outside of the like story itself or like the movie, it is like handling a true story with survivors. Like it's kind of a fragile story to tell. People went through this. They really did. They went through this terrible thing, and I really love the like attention and like care that this movie takes towards that. Like when I don't remember, like, this was after me and Usman, like, watched the movie, but, like, I remember we, like, went on YouTube and, like, there was, like, an interview or just, like, some type of, like, thing about the movie. And, like, it was just showing all of the different, like, survivors or like the families of the victims just talking about the film, and you can tell that they clearly put in the effort to contact all the families.
Yep.
Like, you know, make sure they were okay with this, listen to them, hear them out, and everything.
This was like the 70s, right?
Yeah, this was I think it was like 52 years ago now, something like that. I just remember they were saying like, oh yeah, it's been 50 years.
So probably not all of the survivors are alive. Maybe
no, some of them did actually. Yeah. I follow like the director, like Bayona on Instagram, and like I see some posts sometimes about like some of the survivors that passed away, which is sad. But they're like, fun fact. Here's a couple other things. Sorry. In the like scene where the there's like a guy on the telephone, he's calling out all of the survivors' names like before they're saved from like the helicopter. Right, like he's like, oh, name all of the people one by one. That is one of the survivors. Oh, and he's talking about
Mando?
No, it's Carlitos.
Oh, right.
When he says all the names, when he goes by Carlitos, who he is, he says my son. When in reality, you know, he's talking about himself. Like, that's him.
Now that you say that, and I just thought of this, but like him calling himself his son and talking about the whole religious thing, I think there is a real like rebirth type of thing going on with the movie. You go through an experience like this and you come back to like the real world, like back into like normal society and stuff. It is kind of like a rebirthing experience. You know, you're kind of being born again in a way. Yeah. But like these this insane, bizarre experience you've gone through, and like these new perspectives you now have. So I don't know. I feel like that kind of plays into the whole like religious themes of it.
It does. I didn't even realize that.
I just thought of that.
It's really interesting, and I love how they had him, you know, be in the film. And like there's also just a bunch of like little details like in the film that did happen that I really like. Like when there's the scene with Arturo, who's like the injured guy, and he uses a cigarette to write a name on the like side of the plane. I think it's Inez. That's the name. Was Arturo's like actual girlfriend at the time, and he did actually do that. Or there is also like before they get on the helicopter, there's Gustavo, who like throughout the film has been like kind of keeping all of the belongings of like all of the victims. And he puts it all in the suitcase, and like, you know, when he's going on the helicopter, they're like, no, you can't go on with that. And he literally like he goes and like sits on the suitcase. He's like, I'm not leaving without this. And then they finally let them in. That also happened. Like the real Gustavo, he kept all of the like little things of each of the victims and brought them back to like, you know, their families when they made it back. And I like all those little details.
Do you know the Dissect podcast?
I do not.
It's a podcast where they like take like music albums and they spend like a whole season just, you know, talking about each song on the album in like extreme detail. They spend like an hour on each song and stuff.
You should be featured.
We should have a Dissect podcast special about this movie.
And well, this is it. This is it. Every single frame.
And we analyze it to like extreme detail. It's great.
I'm sorry for
that was great.
So long. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening. And hopefully you can appreciate this movie as much as I do now.
Yeah. Well, Avery.
What?
I want you to know before I ask you this. We have spent the past 6 hours talking about this movie.
Yes.
What did you think of this movie?
Okay. I'm giving this movie 2 different ratings. And
right.
I'm allowed to justify this. Okay. I think I'm being just by doing this. So
half a star because this fucking sucks.
I hated it. Everything you say, I disagree with Sam.
But because
Fuck you.
But because I like Sam a little bit, I'll give it a little.
You're rating the movie and you're rating Sam as a person.
Okay. So overall, my first rating is I have it as an 8 out of 10. So I can appreciate a lot of things about this movie. I think the acting was good. I think, like I said, the makeup was great. The soundtrack at different parts, or lack thereof in different parts, was all very well done. I think you got into the symbolism, the meaning, and all that.
Did you catch like anything like recording, like, you know?
not to the detail that Sam just went
Well, no,
into.
because she's seen it like 11 times. But like on your
That's
first
true.
watch, did you?
For me, it was just like, oh, okay, this is a story that is being told. Like, I got some of the themes.
So true.
Well, I
Thanks.
kind of like how it can still be appreciated. It's just kind of like this.
Yeah.
It can still be appreciated as like,
Yes.
oh, it's a disaster movie. This is an
Yeah,
interesting
and
story,
I-
without necessarily getting into all the like symbolism. and stuff.
Yes, and I can appreciate a lot of things about this movie from a technical aspect to what I view as a technical
Yeah.
aspect, because I'm not a huge shot recognizer or whatever. I don't know. I can't analyze
She's
movies.
not a big shot recognizer.
I'm not. I can't analyze movies the same way you guys do. Is what I'm trying to get into. However, so that's my first.
Yeah.
That's the rating that you can take and go with that. I'm also, from when watching this movie, how the way I felt, or the feelings that I got while watching this movie, is how I felt watching a horror movie. I was
Oh,
just
here we
on.
go.
No, listen.
Here we go.
I feel like
What?
we've talked about this like at
No.
least 5 different times.
When I watched this movie, I was just like, not like uneasy, I guess you could say. Like, how I was just constantly on edge. I had a bad feeling, guys.
Oh.
I just felt
yeah,
bad
Avery, because
the
you're
entire
supposed
time.
to. It's
I
like a
get
bad
that, which
story.
is why I can't fault the movie. I can't say, oh,
Why does that make you like the movie less?
because
Why don't you
I
give it more credit for allowing
I'm
it?
giving it credit. I'm giving it credit while I'm giving it
Why are
two
there-
different ratings.
Okay, what's your second
I was
rating?
gonna give it a 4 out of 10 because I didn't. No, I didn't.
Christ.
No, I didn't like the feeling. I wouldn't.
She
I
hates
didn't.
going on planes. It's scary. Okay,
What's
okay,
your
okay.
rating?
No,
I'm
okay.
actually done. What's your rating? No, I don't want to like.
No. Alex is giving you shit for this,
No.
but I'm actually asking. No, Avery.
No, Alex, what's your rating?
No, please.
Can't share my opinion
Sorry.
anymore. Fuck you guys. Heaven forbid.
No, look, I get that. I completely get that. But why don't you give it more credit for being like, hey,
I did. I gave it an 8 out
She
of 10.
did,
From
to
a
be
technical
fair.
aspect, I can say, hey, I appreciate these things
Yeah.
about the movie, and I can't fault it for that.
Right, okay.
However, I didn't enjoy the feeling that I got while watching
Yeah,
the movie, and
because-
I wouldn't watch this movie again.
That's fair. That's fine. But like the movie doesn't want you to enjoy watching
I'm
it.
not
in
saying
that
it does.
sense.
This isn't just a movie that it's not my type
Do you
of
think
movie.
you having a negative feeling like lessens the movie?
Okay, my 2 ratings are like an objective and a subjective, if that makes sense. I didn't like the feeling I
How
got.
can I know you understand what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
right? How can I word this?
Like,
How can I explain this?
I don't think there's any way
Yeah.
to explain it. I think
Like-
she's just the kind of person where if she watches a movie and she's uneasy watching it, even if that's the intention of the movie, it makes her not like it. I don't think there's anything we
is
can
it
do
like
to change
if
that.
a movie? I mean, this is different, but like if a movie makes you like cry, how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
if a
it
movie makes you
depends what
feel
the
like
movie-
really.
It depends. Is it a happy cry, a sad cry?
A
It's
sad
like
cry,
a sad
It's
cry.
Like it's a
it's-
sad relationship movie or something.
Like you watch like
that
La La
you
Land, and let's
cry.
just say you're crying. Like, how would you feel about the movie though?
Yeah.
I don't know. What in La La Land?
Like okay, if it's like a sad like breakup movie, it makes you cry. Would you say that makes you not like the movie because you don't like crying, or do you get something out of that
cry.
experience? It's
I
like a
did.
cathartic
Okay,
kind of
I
feeling.
did get something out of this experience, and I'm not saying that the movie is bad because of that, which is why I'm giving it 2 different ratings.
I'm
Right,
not.
but-
let me just say, I'm not faulting her for this because I know
No,
many people.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
There's a person I know.
If anything,
He loves Train Spotting. He thinks it's like one of the best movies ever made, but he just can't watch it. And because he
Mhm.
can't watch it, because it's so hard to watch, he gives it like a 2 out of 10.
yes.
I personally don't get that because I think if I feel uneasy and the movie wants me to feel uneasy, if anything, I'm gonna like it more than I
If
do.
anything, it's because of all the technical stuff that was executed well that made me feel that way, right? So I can appreciate that
Yeah.
about the movie. I just wouldn't watch it again.
That's fine, but why is that
Yeah,
a bad
that's-
thing?
I never said it's a bad
There's
thing.
many movies I'd never watch again, but I still like them.
Okay.
But yeah, like I get what you mean, where it's just like
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I do get it.
I think there's something good about feeling negative feelings in a healthy way, like through art, because it helps you process these very basic human emotions.
I feel like I think that's just like on a human level where like
Yeah.
everyone differs from each other. I
Right.
personally, there's nothing I don't find it weird or strange to feel negative in any situation, really. If anything, I lean into that feeling, and so if a movie makes me feel that way, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And
Yeah.
if its intention is to make me feel in a bad way, then that's fine.
And I feel like you do kind of agree with us if you ever watch a movie that makes you cry and you like it. Even
Yeah.
though, like, in
What's-
general, if something bad happens to you in real life and you cry because of it, obviously that's not a good feeling. But when you
Mhm.
cry because you watch a movie, you know it's not real. You know it's like, it's a movie, but you still have that experience. It's kind
Yeah.
of cathartic in a way.
And
You're
I
working
think
through
it's
those emotions.
beautiful if a movie makes you cry. Or if a movie
Yeah.
makes you feel uneasy. If things happen in real life, that's actually affecting you. Of course you're going to cry. Of course you're going to feel
Yeah.
uneasy. But if a movie, something that has no tangible effect on your life, is making you feel those same emotions, and that's big. Like, that means something. I'm glad you can at least be like, okay, it's a good movie. I just
Yeah.
don't, I feel uneasy while watching it. Because there's some people who just write a whole movie off because they feel bad watching it. Which is, wrong, I think.
Okay, we'll stop bullying you now.
No, I'm not even
No.
bullying. I'm sorry if this comes out as bullying.
She's so sad.
Alex is bullying you. I'm not. I swear to God. Alex is bullying you,
Blame
not
Alex.
me. I'm.
I feel like I'm the one most sympathetic to her position.
Are you?
I think so.
You just mocked her saying she's scared of airplanes.
But she is. That's just true. She said that herself.
Airplanes are scary.
No, I'm not bullying you. I'm being like, I completely get your point of view. I just think it's interesting that both of us have different like views on this, and so I think it's a conversation to be had. If you feel attacked by the conversation, that's your problem.
Okay. So
Alright,
Alex,
Alex, you're
what did you
rating.
give this? We're gonna forget about the fourth person in this
Yeah.
room for a moment.
I gave it an 8 out of 10 when I saw it. But honestly, hearing you so passionate about it, I feel like I might bump that up on a rewatch.
Holy
Let's
shit.
go! Let's go! Like that's like I love talking about these things because like even just like talking about it now, I'm like I love it even more. Like when his mom was like, "Is this your favorite movie of all time?" I'm like, it doesn't beat A Silent Voice because A Silent Voice is just like like that's But like I really really like this movie. Yeah.
What's your rating?
I think we already know what my rating is. Like,
don't know.
I wonder.
Yeah. No, I gave this like a 7 out of 10. It's fine.
Actually, I am curious. Did you give it a 10 when you saw it the first time?
Mm-hmm. I saw this for the first time on the train to Toronto. I didn't expect as much of it, which is why I watched it on the train.
Yeah.
I wish I would have like been in like, in like a more comfortable environment when I'm watching this for the first time. But that's why like I rewatched it so soon after and kept rewatching it because I was like, whoa, like okay, I really really like this, and I just learned to love it more. But yeah, I gave it 5 stars right off the bat, and it stayed that way.
Nice.
Yeah. So, what about you?
I give it a 9, and I can see it going up to a 10.
Yay.
Yeah, it's a great movie, and I love talking about it. I think, as far as disaster movies go, this is one of the best ones I've seen, alongside the summer blockbuster Geostorm. Starring
Society of the Snow and Geostorm.
Geostorm, Cloverfield,
Yeah.
Final Destination, Bloodlines. That was really good.
Hmm.
Avery took us to watch that on her birthday because she loves the Final Destination franchise.
I wanted to see Thunderbolts. You were the one. Whatever.
Anyway.
But I love hearing you guys both say like, oh, I might raise my rating because that's how I felt when we spoke about Bound.
True.
Same,
and
yeah, that's how I felt
was
about
like,
Bound,
yeah.
too. Yeah, it's interesting, we all give it high scores, and the nerve on Avery to give it like 4 out of 10 is insane.
Bound?
In fact,
I didn't give Bound a 4 out of 10.
No,
I
this
gave it
one.
like an 8.
Speaking
This
of
one.
nerve.
speaking of nerve,
Oh, that's what we're doing. Okay.
Okay, now it's time for you guys
I
to
was
It's
gonna
gonna
say-
be 10 minutes and then.
Alright guys, speed run, let's go. Okay, nerve. Dave
Yeah.
Franco.
Please tell me you like this movie for a reason other than shirtless Dave Franco. Because that's been a trend recently.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Nerve came out in what, 2016, 2015, something like that.
2016.
2016.
Summer
It has
blockbuster. of
Emma
2016.
Roberts, Dave Franco. Emma Roberts is one of my favorite actresses. This
Is she?
she is. This was one of my favorite movies from age like 12 to 15, I want to say.
Is this
like
your favorite Emma Roberts movie? Or is it Madam Web?
Probably.
Is it Madam Web?
Madam Web.
She's so good.
That I
in
do
Madam
like We're
Web.
the Millers. I do like her in that.
We love you.
This is just really. I didn't rewatch this. This was just a movie that I really liked in my early teen years, and it's just a really fun one.
Nice.
So,
Alex,
what's it about?
do you
Sam
wanna...
also has watched this movie.
I did watch it quite a while ago. I
Mhm.
did not rewatch it for this episode, so you guys might have to like jog my memory a bit. Like I remember the
Yeah.
premise and everything, and like a couple
I saw
details,
it this
but-
morning and I couldn't tell you what happened.
Okay, now Alex, recap this movie.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I'll do it then. Okay. So, Nerve, the 2016 summer blockbuster, starring Dave Franco and Emma Roberts. What?
Love how every movie is that I recommend is a summer blockbuster. But any movie you guys recommend is just like a movie.
Society of this summer.
Summer
blockbuster.
Summer blockbuster, yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, Nerve is like an online game or something. It's like a dare game. Like people give you dares and you do them. This is a really technology based movie. It opens with like a montage of her playing around on her MacBook and like opening Spotify.
Right, okay,
and
okay.
stuff.
Can I say about that?
I will say it didn't age well. I will even say
It
that.
did not. So yeah, it opens with like 5 minutes of just like her on like her computer, and the whole
Right.
movie is just on her screen.
Yeah.
And we saw War of the Worlds recently,
Right.
and I was terrified that this was
Yeah.
going to be another movie like that.
Can you
I was
imagine?
No,
scared.
I
I was
don't.
gonna cry if you made us watch another one of these
No.
Avery,
movies.
did you like War of the Worlds?
Not really. I wanted to go to sleep, but you held me captive.
No, okay,
I literally,
just-
he threatened me at gunpoint.
Real quick, what's your rating of the movie? Just off the top
Like
of your head.
awful.
Like no,
Like
give me a
1
number.
out of 10, 1 or 2 out of 10.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, because yeah, it is a 1 out of 10.
Okay.
Zero, honestly, it's a 0, but you know.
But I'm so thankful that this wasn't that. That
Yeah.
This is an
Yeah.
actual movie.
Yes, this
It is
an
an actual movie.
Is this the first movie of mine that you say is an actual movie?
Oh no,
Well,
Coach Carter.
relative
Okay,
to
Coach
War of
Carter.
the Worlds, but
Okay,
relative to
well-
like actual movies,
No,
it's
no.
not an actual movie.
No. I think this is a real movie. I
I
think this
think
sits
so.
alongside Coach Carter in the hall of real movies. You can't.
Nerve and Coach Carter.
Nerf
Oh
and
my
Coach
God.
Carter are the only 2 real movies ever made.
I mean, it's like a little real. But
Little
can you
reeled
really
in.
call a movie with Casey Neistat a real movie?
This is true. Machine
Who's
Gun
Casey?
Kelly, Casey Neistat, yeah.
right.
Okay, no. So Nerve is an online game. It's like a dare game. People give you dares and stuff. And basically the whole thing is that everyone who plays in Nerve has to live stream themselves 24/7. No, 24 hours because it only takes place for a day, right?
Something
I think
like that.
Something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. They live stream themselves all day and people give them dares and they have to do it. If they fail or bail, they are out. And I mean, at the start of the film, it's just like you're out and you lose all the money you've gained from
Yes.
completing theirs. But it turns out if you fail or bail, they fucking kidnap you and torture you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so they do dares and it's increasing in intensity, blah blah blah. The main character is what's her name?
V.
She high school grad, I think.
Yeah,
or
12th
senior.
grade. 12th grade.
Going into college, she's living with her mom. Her brother's dead, R.I.P. Her father's somewhere, R.I.P. maybe. And basically, she's like a really shy sort of girl. Like she's like with the popular, what's her name, Sydney.
Yeah.
She's with Sydney, who's like this really cheerleader type of girl and stuff. And she feels like she's always in her shadow. Sydney's really big on Nerve. And one day V's like, you know what? I'm gonna join Nerve, and she does. And her first dare is to kiss a guy for 5 seconds. She goes into some arcade or something, and she sees Dave. Is it not an
It's
arcade?
like a restaurant.
Oh, is it? I don't know. Okay, fine. She sees Dave Franco's character. His name is Ian. No, his actual name is Sam. But yeah, his actual name's Sam. But she sees him reading "To the Lighthouse" by Virginia Woolf in some fucking in a fucking booth. Which I need to talk about "To the Lighthouse" for a second. But
Okay.
he's sitting there reading "To the Lighthouse," and she goes up to him, she kisses him, and then they're just buddies, and they're like guys around.
They're just buddies.
They're completing
Buddies
dares, and then
Yeah.
stuff spirals out of control when Machine Gun Kelly comes into the mix,
Yeah.
and just a lot of stuff happens, and then it leads to them taking down Nerve.
Yeah.
Hacker Man, what's his name? Fucking Oh my
I
god.
don't know, man.
Tommy, Love Simon. Love Simon. Love Simon basically hacks the game and he takes down Love Simon.
He's in the movie Love Simon.
He is Love
Tommy.
Simon, and Love Simon basically takes down Nerve.
Is he in the movie Love Simon?
No,
Yes.
he
He is Love Simon.
Miles.
Oh,
Whatever.
he's not Love
He's
Simon.
in
No, he's in the movie, but he's not.
Well,
No.
call him Love Simon, but like
he's in Miles. The actor who plays. I don't know his name. His real name is Miles.
Miles
Tommy.
Kaiser.
He's in Parenthood, which is a movie or a show that I really, really like.
Huh? Is he?
Yeah.
Well, he's also in Love Simon, so we'll call him
Okay,
that for now.
cool.
He's like 18th build in Love Simon.
That's fine.
Anyways,
So yeah,
they take down Nerve.
They take down Nerve, and yeah, they live happily ever after. And she's rich. She goes to art school, and yeah, cool. They're living life. Dave Frank is happy. He's bald for some reason. No, he has a buzz cut, I guess. And yeah, cool. Okay. Well, okay. Alex,
and that's
the
it. Final
lighthouse
ratings.
no, Alex, what did you think of the movie?
Fucking sucked. I don't know. It's just.
What? I thought you said you liked the movie.
When did I say that?
Before you were like, I did. Okay, whatever. What did you not like about the movie?
I don't hate it. It's so nothing, man. It's the most like YA thriller. It's so boring.
You found it boring?
It's so boring.
You know, Alex.
I wanted to fall asleep, but
You
I
know,
saw it
right
like
now,
this
Alex
morning.
doesn't even sound like he doesn't like Nerve. He sounds like he's sick of this whole thing. He's tired
Yeah.
of watching
I
Sloth.
want to go to sleep. I don't want to watch Sloth anymore. I want to watch good movies.
This
Good
is
movie,
a good
like
movie.
Society of the Snow. I'm gonna keep talking about no. I'm
Oh.
kidding.
Okay, I am gonna say something. Avery, I like this movie.
Holy shit.
I think it was fun. I will be honest with you. Before, when I was watching this movie, before I could even form my own opinion of it, I could just tell Alex wouldn't like it. And honestly, Alex, I think you're too old to watch this movie. I think.
Yeah, Alex, that's why you don't like my movies.
Yeah,
You're too
no,
old.
that's
You're
it.
too fucking
Yeah.
old. Old bums like you can't appreciate
Yeah,
this movie.
so I think that's, it's so technology based and stuff, but he doesn't know that stuff. He's talking about
He's like,
iPhone.
what's live streaming?
Never heard of that before.
But no, it's like a Black Mirror episode, like a mid-tier Black Mirror episode.
No, there's literally a Black Mirror episode about a live streaming website that makes you do dares and then you have to do them.
Is there?
There is. It's in the newest season, which isn't very good.
Which came first? This one came
This
first,
came-
though.
yeah.
Ha!
Yeah, then Black
They
Mirror was,
copied
like
Nerve.
last year.
Yeah. Anyways, I think
Nosedive.
No, it's. Let me see.
Playtest?
I
No.
think it's a really fun movie. Okay, we're doing this.
Common People? Is that what it is? Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's the premise is that there's like a couple and the woman has she's sick. She has something going on, and so in order to raise money like for her healthcare, the husband joins this app that makes you do shit like pull out a tooth for like $300 or like just random like bullshit stuff
That's
like
just
that.
this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they copied Nerve. What the fuck?
Huh.
But the Black Mirror one is also kind of about like the U.S. healthcare system and like exploiting people in really rough financial situations.
Right.
Nerve isn't really about that or anything. it's kind of about just the exploitative nature of social media, kind of, but it's not really about that. It is.
It's
like,
about
a
To the
little bit.
Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf.
Yeah.
That's what the
Okay, let's talk about that.
To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. I read this book, which is crazy. I read this book like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie makes a point. I mean, the movie brings up that book a lot. First of all, he's reading it. It's like her favorite book, and she knows like the book well. She talks about how the lighthouse, Into the Lighthouse, represents something that the characters in the book are chasing. Something they desire and stuff like that. And later on, she even gets a lighthouse tattooed like on her shoulder. I guess it's supposed to symbolize something that she's chasing after. I don't know what that is though. I feel like the movie never says what she desires or what she's chasing after. I didn't really know what
I
like her
think
goal
it's
is.
her trying to be something that she isn't, because the whole thing of why she
I
got
feel like
into
that's a really
Nerve,
bad message to send out.
but I feel like the whole reason why she got into Nerve is because Sydney was like, "You live a simple life. You're so predictable. You have to wow up your life or like do something." You know, I don't know. I'm not wording it right, but she's very much like, which is what motivates her to join Nerve in
So
the
she
first
joins
place.
like this black market fucking, you know.
Sure. I don't think she
For,
knew
like,
that it was.
popularity, I guess.
I think she just
or-
wanted to prove that she's not boring. That she's not like, that she can do something whimsical and like in the moment, because I think that's.
I think where I struggle with this movie is I don't know what it's trying to say in regards to like the characters and stuff. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what her motives are. I
Right.
don't know what her goal is. She
'Cause
wants
that's
to be
a motive, but then
Yeah.
also she cares about the money that she's getting from it, and then
Yeah.
also she cares about like some person on the app like gets her this expensive dress, and then also the views. So it's kind of like
No, but
I
muddying
don't
it
think
a
also,
she
little bit.
cares too
No, but
too
also
much
it
about
doesn't-
Too
the
much,
views.
but it's still an aspect of the movie.
I don't think
I
that's.
don't. It doesn't come off like she cares about the views or the money or anything because she doesn't say anything or she doesn't show.
But when
I
she
think-
sees the money in her account, she gets excited.
Yeah, anyone would.
Anyone would though.
Yeah.
That's not something specific to her character.
No,
Yeah.
but it gives the impression that like she's doing it for the money, I guess.
I
Is
think
she, though?
I think she initially did it because she said, "Oh, I'm doing one dare and that's it." So she did her like in the spur, exciting whatever.
I
the
think.
hell
I mean, I
dare.
thought it was like okay, she wants to get out of Sydney's shadow. She wants to be her own
Yeah,
person
she
and
does,
stuff.
and she does by showing
Yeah,
her up
she's
later
her-
on.
She's her own person and all that. But then the movie, like, what's the final statement of the movie? Because it goes wrong. Nerve is like
Yes.
a fucked up thing.
Yes.
So
and
what's
then
like?
it's just,
What's the final thing? Like, just be yourself,
I guess it's.
or like
I think she
find
just
like a
gets
Dave
to.
Franco type of figure in your life.
She just digs herself a hole, and then it just becomes about digging.
The
Yourself out of
consequences
the-
of your actions.
Yes. I mean, I can see how in a way it could deal with how people act a certain way when there's cameras around to like make their life seem like it is better than it is to a degree with like social media and like, oh, you live stream this and how, oh my gosh, your life is so
Mm.
exciting. And then it's like, I guess you can also get into the whole, because at the end there's like this death match, I guess you could say,
Right.
between the two, and how everyone's sort of like, everyone's watching stuff happen, but no one's taking accountability for it. So you could also get into that and how social media, you know, you hide behind these names, but it's not actually who you are.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you could get into the whole dangers of social media side of things discussion.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
don't-
its main statement it's saying is like social media bad, basically, and like you know influencer culture
Dangerous.
also
I don't
pretty
know what
bad.
it really has to say about social media because
Yeah.
this isn't what social media is really.
No, it's not. Like you're not like constantly live streaming your life or anything.
Some people do. Some people
No,
do.
that, but like the whole like dare thing.
Oh,
Like,
that.
Yeah.
What is it really commenting on?
I think something about peer
exactly?
pressure or something.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
about like, yeah. Like
Glorifying your life, making it seem like it is.
I feel like it
it's more
stems
than
from
what
like
it
a
is.
need to like be liked or accepted or be
Yeah.
seen as like a cool person or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's saying something. I feel like it's not super. Maybe I'm just stupid, but it's not super clear to me, at least, what the movie's trying to say or what it's trying to say, and how it ends. If it makes like a definitive statement about these things, not that like it has to, but I don't think it does that. And
I think at a certain point it gets a little too bogged down in just keeping the plot going as opposed to being about something.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's put all that symbolism, artsy bullshit aside. Let's
Yeah,
talk about the movie
okay,
itself.
yeah.
I think the movie's a lot of fun. I think it looks great. I think the neon lights are pretty fun. I love neon lights, New York, just biking around and shit, blindfolded, all of that. Really fun. Soundtrack's fine. I know Alex probably hated the soundtrack. I think it's fine.
It's fine.
Is it?
Sure, I don't know.
It's not Mozart.
It's not Mozart.
It's not Mozart, no. I think the soundtrack's fun. Dave Franco, I enjoy a good Dave Franco performance. Not like he's just fun, I think.
Yeah,
I know. I think it's just a fun watch. I
It
think
is.
It's a fun watch.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember it being like fun. Like, I enjoyed watching it, and I think it's really interesting. The kind of, I feel like there's like a pattern of like these kind of like, I don't know how to describe like this kind of like genre of like movie or just like media where it's like these like twisted games in a way.
Right.
Squid Games.
Yeah. like it's just it's become much more common. And like I find it interesting how it's like these things are like very like fun to watch, but in a kind of like twisted way. It's like when you're having fun watching this movie, it's like, oh yeah, you're having fun watching these people like be very like, I mean, of course you know you have the knowledge that it's a movie. Like it's different. It's not as if you're like, you know, watching
Well,
an
like,
actual
if it was
live
real,
stream.
it would be like
It's not a
bizarre,
true
yeah.
story.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
society
Like
must know.
if you like if you were actually watching a live stream of like people doing this, you'd be like, whoa, that's concerning. But like it's interesting how like it kind of plays
Yeah.
into that. Like you're watching these people do this and you're having fun watching it. You know?
Can I just say, and I'll get shit for this maybe, but I love how, you know, first of all, social media, the internet and all, it's such an interesting thing to make a movie about, because I think it is compelling if you do it right. I think Eddington is a movie that does it interestingly. I think it explores like social media in an interesting and a more mature way than, you know, Nerve, for instance. I think so. I think Eddington says things, and I think it's a movie to talk about. I'm not
saying things.
It is saying things.
I don't think it's doing it very well, but
I don't know. I'm not saying I loved Eddington or liked it much. I just think I like the fact that it can take on social media and the internet and like our current like, you know, world and stuff and talk about it in a mature and put together way. Because I don't think movies are doing that. I don't think many movies can do that. Black Mirror does that, but here's the problem with Black Mirror. Black Mirror tries to do that. Nerve tries to do that. Fucking like Drop tries to do that. Fucking like I don't know, like have like any of these movies, it turns into fucking slop. That's the problem.
Yeah.
There's Black Mirror type slop now.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I think social media and stuff is such an interesting thing to talk about, and it goes into so many different things, but it's turned into slop now, and it sucks. And Eddington is like an outlier, I think.
I really do have a problem with movies about social media.
Yeah.
Because they can be good, but a lot of the time it's so bogged down in
I
just
think-
like whatever niche thing is happening in the moment that
Yeah.
it feels outdated
And
immediately.
they feel outdated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to make a movie talking about like, you know, Gen Z and like social media and stuff without it feeling outdated like a day after.
Yeah.
I think there are some movies that do it fine. I think Bodies does it fine, like talking
Yeah,
about like
I
Gen
like
Z
that.
and stuff. Can't think of another
Weird
one.
enough, I'd say Don't Look Up in a way does it. How
I fucking hate that movie.
Don't Look Up.
because there is the aspect of like how people reacted to them like being interviewed on the TV, being like there's a meteor, and then people being like all we got out of it was like
Yeah,
three
I think
memes.
that movie. I mean, I saw.
Not
the movie,
saying that was the whole thing.
I think I saw the movie a long time ago. I don't think I liked it. I think it was funny, but like the movie, it does talk about that in an interesting way, and I think movies are capable of doing that. It's just we're fucking bombarded with Black Mirror type slop, you know. And I don't want to say like nervous slop. It technically is, but it's fun slop. This is fun slop. I think this is fine.
I think it's pretty fun at times.
Yeah.
I think especially about I think a lot of these kinds of like YA movies, like they have an interesting kind of concept, and then at a certain point it's pure slop.
Like
Yeah.
I really like the like concept of this film. Like I find it interesting. Like oh yeah, there's this live stream like game, and like you have to do these stairs and stuff like that. And I feel like it could go in a really interesting direction. I feel like they kind of had that for a bit, but I feel like it's kind of lost at the end a little bit. But yeah, it's still a very fun.
But
watch.
you know, despite all that, I think it's fun. I love some neon lights. That's basically my main thing.
Love
I
They
neon
really
lights.
think they're a Nicholas Winding Refn movie, but they're not.
No, I love me some neon lights. I love, you know, dark cities with lights reflecting off of pools of water. Like Taxi Driver.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But my problem with this movie is not that, oh, it doesn't talk about this in the right way. My problem with the movie is that it stars Casey Neistat. That's my problem with
Who
the
does she
movie.
play?
No, he's like a YouTuber.
He's like a
Oh,
He's like himself.
okay.
He like
I don't-
he's the guy
I-
that tries to take the cop's gun. as like his dare. There's like a montage of people failing.
Yeah.
Right? He's in there.
He's in it for what, 5 seconds?
Right, I know, but like I feel like if you knew enough about Casey Neistat,
I don't know
then,
anything about this
Did you know he was
person.
in Daddy Longlegs? The Safdie brothers movie?
He was?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm not watching that. I just don't like the guy. He's in the other Safdie brothers movie too, The Pleasure of Being Robbed. This is so fucked up. No, yeah, I just don't like the guy, and I think I'm allowed to be petty enough to drop like half a star of a rating just for that. But I think it's a fine movie. Other than that, I think it's okay. I think it's fun.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah.
I don't like Dave Franco. I'm not a Dave Franco fan at all.
Why not?
I think Dave Franco's fine. I think like he's.
I think he's a good actor.
He's the better Franco. I can say
the
that.
The bar is in hell, but yeah, he is the better Franco.
Yeah.
I enjoyed him in the studio where he's just playing himself.
I think he was the most annoying one in that show.
I think he was meant to be annoying, right? Isn't that like his whole thing?
Yeah, but not in a good way. I mean, they're all annoying in a good way.
I guess
that's
like true. Him. I don't know. I think Dave Franco is inoffensive. I'm not saying he's like the greatest actor ever. Like he's fine.
He's good in Love Lies Bleeding.
He is really good in Love Lies Bleeding. I do like him in that. He's interesting. He's in 21 Jump Street.
Yep.
He's a Nerve.
Neighbors? I think that's it.
No, Nerve.
He is a Nerve.
But yeah.
I like him in this movie. I think he did a good job.
I
like the acting overall.
I'm when he was shirtless. Yeah, we get it.
I'm not an Emma Roberts fan, I'm gonna be honest.
Why? Have you seen any?
I don't like her either.
Why?
I don't like her.
I'm just not.
I've only seen her in Madam Web.
Okay, well, that's probably
in Little
why.
Italy. She's in Little
Italy. She is in Little Italy.
Yeah.
I might make you guys watch that movie.
No, I saw it. It's really bad.
I like Little Italy.
She's in Palo Alto.
She's in Where the Millers. She's in Wild Child. She's in Aquamarine. I love her in Scream Queens. That's a show that I really like. She's also in American Horror Story.
I'm not a fan.
I'm a huge Emma Roberts fan.
Fair.
I think she's really great.
I'm not a fan. I don't like MGK either.
Your taste in actors baffles me. You love Emma Roberts and Mila Kunis and Taylor Lautner and Hayden Christensen
and Natalie Portman and Brittany Murphy.
She is like the perfect like YA audience. Like these movies are like made for her. I think.
Yeah.
Like Twilight, Nerve.
Jumper.
Jumper be jumping.
Jumper.
Hey, everyone likes their stuff.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure, man.
Yeah. The
quick fun fact before you say whatever you're gonna say.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hey, man.
Let's just speak over Alex every single time he tries to talk.
That's a great bit. MGK and Bob Dylan are friends.
Oh,
cool.
Thank you for that.
You interrupted him.
I do like Machine Gun Kelly's music. I will say, I do really like his music.
Yeah, I do
like his music. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
What were you gonna say?
Never mind.
Hold on, I think I have something.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, no.
There's nothing else to say.
There is. There's a lot to say, and we can't end this yet because we still need to wrap up what Sam wanted to say.
Well, we have.
So, okay, wait. I did have one other note.
That just reminded me. So,
Okay, I'll shut up.
No,
Never
Alex,
mind.
please.
Never
I'm
mind.
sorry,
No,
Everybody
Alex,
goes,
please.
I'm sorry. Joke, I promise.
Oh my god, you guys are 5. You guys are actually 5. Why are we doing this?
We're all-
Alex, say
okay.
what you want to say.
Disclaimer: we're all a little like out of it at this point. So just
I rambled about Society of the Snow for too long. I'm sorry, guys.
Now Nerve doesn't get
Yeah.
the attention it deserves.
I'm
What do you want to
sorry.
say,
We're giving it
Alex?
exactly the amount of attention it deserves, I think.
Alex, what did you want to say?
There's a scene in the movie when Emma Roberts is like in the changing room, like putting her dress on, and we're seeing like the live stream like comments that she's changing.
Right.
And I took a screenshot of them because they were really funny, and I just
Right.
want to read them.
Sure, go ahead.
So the comments on her live stream were, "Get naked, baby." This is probably her best angle. I'd hit that raised hand emoji. Skinny AF. Vegans. With a period.
What?
And I'd rather watch her transgender brother.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting. That's great. I
Okay,
think.
that's my note.
That's your note. That's all you have to say.
Vegans,
man.
I think that's funny.
I thought it was funny.
Fucking vegans, man. No, we love vegans. We love vegans.
Shout out to all the vegans.
Shout out to all the vegans listening.
I'm also vegan.
No, you're
Yeah.
not.
Please like and comment that you're vegan, and if you're not vegan, then also like and comment something
Yeah,
else.
comment that you're not vegan. We need to know.
Guys, please comment, like, subscribe.
Please
Please.
comment. I love this.
I love
this podcast.
I love
Hey,
fucking-
if you've gotten this far, comment peanut in the comments.
Alright, I think.
No.
Alright, no,
Comment-
I
If you made it this far,
Comment shirtless Dave Franco.
Yeah, comment shirtless Dave Franco.
If you made it this far, comment shirtless Dave Franco
Yes.
and the finger emojis, like, you know.
Yeah, doing a
Finger
little,
pointing
like-
left, finger pointing right.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh, my
Nerve talks about social media and influencer culture
Yes.
and how it's awful and how people should never be on social media, people should never live stream, people should never be influencers.
I actually stand by this because I recently deleted like all my social medias.
Because
Life,
of Nerve?
yes, because of Nerve.
You
No,
deleted
just
your Nerve account?
I deleted my Nerve account,
That's
guys.
crazy.
But no, like life is so much better without social media. Guys, get off of it. I'm
No.
speaking
I'm-
through. No,
I will continue doom scrolling on Twitter for 5 hours a day.
I'm sorry, X the everything.
Yeah, X the everything. I'm sorry.
Actually, it's called X now.
Also, can I ask, do you guys think you're addicted to social media, Alex and
Yeah.
Sam?
No.
Yeah?
I am.
You are?
I will admit it. It's
I
a
don't
problem.
think
it
so.
is an addiction. Well, okay, I'll ask everyone this: do you spend more than 2 hours on
Yes.
social
No,
media?
can I
a
say
day?
something? I spend time on social media talking to people.
That's what
I don't
I
scroll.
normally use.
Do you?
I
'Cause
genuinely
you,
do.
You also go dum tum rum whatever the Italian brain rot shit that you say is. And whenever we're with you, you're always like scrolling, being like, guys, did you know that Drake did this or something?
Okay,
Whatever celebrity.
Okay, I'll doom scroll, but not for like 6 hours a day.
I would hope not.
Yeah, no,
But-
I mostly use social media to just talk to people.
Yeah.
I'll open like Twitter like when I wake up in the morning, which is awful to do. I'll open Twitter when I wake up in the morning.
the everything
And X the everything app, and before I sleep at night, just to like get my update and see if Trump's dead yet and stuff like that. But, you know,
He
Yeah,
uses
like-
it. He likes all my tweets. He uses it.
yeah, no, I used to like a fair amount, but I don't know if I'm maybe
Yeah,
I'm,
like,
maybe I'm coping. I don't know. Fuck it.
I only really use social media to like talk to people, or like I feel like I like send stuff to people.
They
It's a
misspelled
way of-
Hamlet.
See, this is a prime example of
He's
Usman using social media.
Stupid.
He just whipped up his phone, went on Instagram, and the first thing was
I'm sorry.
A
There's a
post.
movie or something starring Paul Mescal called Hamnet, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, that
it's
looks
a
good.
book.
I misspelled it.
A book movie.
I.
But yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
feel like I don't really talk about. I normally use social media just to like talk to other people,
Yeah.
or send stuff to people. Like I feel like I mean I will doom scroll,
Mm-hmm.
but oftentimes it's just to like send like reels to people
Yeah.
or send reels to Usman.
Yeah.
I send him a lot.
I doom scroll to find content to send to my friends.
Yeah.
I don't doom scroll because Sam sends me 70 reels a day. That's my doom scrolling. For
Yeah,
the day.
I'm like your personal
Sam, I think
feed.
you might be addicted.
I'm not though. Like I genuinely don't think I am. Like
Pull up your screen
What?
time right now.
Screen
Pull
time
up your
right now.
screen
Okay,
time right
that
now.
is not fair. I want to say sometimes I do fall asleep, like on YouTube or on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
and it plays. I'm being serious. I'm actually being serious right now.
I think my most used app on my phone is probably Clash Royale, if I'm being honest.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
But like, I feel like I could delete TikTok right now, and I'd be perfectly fine
Do
with
it.
it. Okay,
Do it.
I will delete TikTok.
Become
Don't.
one
live.
Don't.
one of.
Alright,
Okay, I guess I won't.
I mean, if you want to do it that badly.
I mean, I do. One reason why I actually do go on TikTok though is because I have a streak with 2 people. That's how they get you addicted, guys. They make you
I
do
didn't
the
even know
streak.
that TikTok had streaks. I
Yeah.
thought that was Snapchat.
I have a 268 day and a 258
Jesus
day
Christ.
Hmm.
streak with my friend Leaf, and their girlfriend.
Nice.
Shout
Okay,
out to Leaf and
Nerve
They're listening.
is a great
Anyways.
film. I think the 2016 summer blockbuster Nerve is fucking great. I love Dave Franco. So there you go.
Can we end this now?
Okay,
All right,
let's end
final
this.
ratings.
Hold on, Alex, final rating for the film.
I didn't actually give it that low of a rating. I gave it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
I feel like you
That's
shit on this
neutral.
movie a lot more than usual. I don't know.
I'm just fed up with the slop, man. I'm so done. It's such a nothing movie. That's the thing. I don't feel passionate enough about it to give it a bad rating. It's just whatever.
That's
Okay,
almost
I'll
more
take
insulting
that.
than
I'll
like a
take
low
that.
rating.
It is, yeah. It's the most 5 out of 10 I've ever given.
Okay. Sam?
Okay.
I gave it a 5 out of 10 as well. I found it fun. I mean,
Mhm.
like once again, I didn't have a chance to rewatch it, so my like memory of it is a bit fuzzy. But I remember like having fun watching it. But it didn't really like stick with me. It was just kind of like, yeah, it was a fun movie.
I gave it a 6. It was a 6.5, but Casey Neistat 6. We'll move it 0.5.
That's
know,
fair.
I think it's a 6. And Avery, what do you rate this movie?
I give it a 10. I really, really like this movie.
A
This
10?
is one of no.
You give it a 10.
Yes. This is one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
This is like this was my favorite movie from ages like 12 to 15. I didn't rewatch it, so maybe it wouldn't be as high. 'Cause
Alex
I'm
is
sure
face palming right now.
I remember the last time I rewatched it, I did think like, oh, the technology or how they showed the technology isn't the greatest.
Yeah.
But I do really like this movie. It has everything that I like in a movie, and
We
I
just
think it's
live
a
on
fun.
different planets,
It's
man.
just a fun watch. Isn't that the point of this podcast,
No,
Alex?
no.
We're reeling each other into each other's worlds, and
And
that's
you have
okay.
failed every single
Oh my
time.
God. I mean, we've failed multiple times too.
We have. She just gave Society a 4 out of 10.
I gave
Okay,
it an 8,
yeah.
Well,
and then
yeah.
it made
She gave
me
Uncut
feel-
Gems a 3. I think that's what I mean.
Right, she did.
I didn't
Yeah.
like that.
You really
movie.
did not
I
like
did
it.
not like that.
Does
movie.
that not get 2 separate ratings too?
No,
Why not?
because it's just bad for me. I
It's
just
just a
really
bad
didn't
movie.
like it.
Wait, what?
At least with Society of the Snow, I can appreciate things about it. Like there were things that that I did go like, okay, I can look at that, appreciate
Can I ask you
it.
something? From this point on, do you only want us to recommend like feel good movies for you?
Recommend whatever you want.
But if you recommend like a feel bad movie, you'll give it a 4 out of 10.
People watch movies and people have different opinions
Okay,
and people ratings, and there's nothing wrong
right,
with that.
okay,
It's a movie at the end of the day, people. It's just a movie.
Well, no, but sure.
It's never just a movie.
Just okay, to wrap this off, this time
A link!
What?
We have to find a
Connections.
connection between
Oh,
the
okay.
two.
Oh, right. Okay, let's do that first. Fine. You know, I feel like these two are like some of the most like distinct, different movies
Yeah,
we've done.
like,
I
I
have
really
no idea
don't
what
know.
does Nerve deal with God in any way, or faith, or
My
spirituality.
phone is my god.
Like these are really like different.
Polar opposites.
When
Does
we-
Society of this know about social media?
No, that didn't exist back
When we were
then.
halfway through this episode, it was 7. It's almost 9 now.
Oh my god.
How long have we been recording?
A
Over
long
2
time.
hours.
Over 2 hours.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 2:12.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, let's find a link between these movies. Okay, so
In both movies, people go to extreme measures to accomplish a goal.
okay,
That's true.
nice.
That's true.
That's a link. That's a good
That
link.
is a link.
That is an interesting
Boom.
link.
Let's go.
Okay.
Bye.
No, we need something more.
I mean, you could say that, like, at the end of Society of the Snow, they kind of, like, very little, but they kind of talk about, I guess, like, the way the media shows things.
Oh
like,
my
you know,
God.
with, like, all the
Oh my
cameras
God.
and stuff.
As soon as they get back on land, as soon as they're back, the first thing, they're swarmed by journalists.
Yeah.
By people taking pictures. Even the people in the helicopter picking them up from the Andes, they're taking pictures of them first before actually landing and making sure they're fine. And that says something about our current society, guys. I think social media is spiraling out of control. And it's interesting because this movie, Society of the Snow, takes place in the 70s, 73 or 72, I think.
Yeah.
And like, was it 73?
I think it's 73, yeah.
73, yeah. And like, even back then, like, there was such a craze about, you know, getting these pictures right and stuff like that. Even they amongst themselves take pictures and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
And
true.
Nerve deals with, you know, them live streaming themselves 24/7. So, I don't know.
It's there. It's a connection.
It's a connection. Okay.
Good enough.
Good
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, that's what this podcast is.
Good enough.
Good enough. We're gonna wrap this up, but before we do, Sam read this thing to me
Yeah.
after we watched Society of the Snow, and I think it's really beautiful and really heartwarming in a strange way, bittersweet. So I think you should read that, and we'll close the episode off with that.
Yeah. So, like I said, like a lot of the actors had like, ended up like meeting like the families or like the people that they're portraying.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I followed quite a few of the actors after I watched the movie, and I remember looking through one of the feeds of one of the actors. It's for Vasco. That's the person's name, and like Vasco ended up dying, and the actor who plays him in the movie ended up meeting his sisters, and he wrote this he put this as like the caption to like a post that he made when like the movie first came out, and I remember reading it and I like cried because it was really nice and like heartwarming. This is translated from Spanish, so it's kind of like messy, but yeah, I'll read it out. Finally, after almost a year of casting, a wonderful mail welcomes me. I find myself alone in a hotel in Montevideo, sitting on the edge of my bed. Suddenly, the phone rings and someone says, "The girls are downstairs." I get very nervous and go to the elevator. I look in the mirror and try to calm down, my heart racing, my hands sweating. How do you deal with a talk in which you will meet the three sisters of a person who died 50 years ago and whom today you have the honor to represent? How do you make those sisters understand that you love their brother and are willing to give all your time, all your energy? How do you convey that you will do the best you can with respect and affection? When I get out of the elevator, I see them from a distance, one next to the other. The one in the middle turns around and looks at me. There is astonishment on her expression. Touch the shoulder of the other two who look at me the same way. I look at them. I approach. Silence. One of them asks me, "Are you Raphael?" Vasco. My eyes fill with tears. I will try. We cried, we hugged, we chatted for 5 hours without stopping. We laughed, we cried, we laughed again to cry again. Last week, 2 years later, we met with several more of his family and shared every second of my mountain, which I believe was his brother's mountain. We laughed again, we cried again, we hugged each other very hard. In some mysterious way, 51 years later, the Vasco Echevarren returns home, or at least we tried to do so as best we could.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
That's really sweet.
And with that, we'll end the episode. Yeah, thank you so much for listening, and
I appreciate if you are listening right now and you listen for my entire ramble about Society of the Snow.
Yeah.
I feel like I killed all three of you guys.
No, that was great. I had a great time. And yeah, I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story.
Avery is asleep right now.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for listening, and as always, just try and stay fresh.
Oh my god.